Hello, Coheed Cambria is back with a new band member and an old band member to release their new album, The Afterman Ascension, which is part one of a two-album series. The album starts off with a song called The Hollow, which is a beautiful, hauntingly good instrumental piece, sort of similar to like The Ring and Return from In Keeping Secrets. And then it goes straight into the song, the Key Entity 1, Domino the Destitute, which is the first single on the album. And the song is just big and huge, and it's a return to their old In Keeping sounds, and a lot of fans are going to be very, very happy to hear that. After, having a little bit of overproduced music where the music doesn't explore as many territories, this song is full throttle back to what they used to do best, and it's probably their best single since 10 Speed. The next song is The Afterman, which is a very quiet tune led by Travis's lead guitar, riddled with delay effects, very soft, very short tune. Probably my least favorite song on the album, but it fits well within the concept of this album. And I've heard the meaning of the song, and the meaning of the song is very deep. And you gotta appreciate a song like this in an album like this. We go quickly into a couple pop rock songs, Mothers of Men and Goodnight Fair Lady, where Mothers of Men has that very riffy, old school Coheed feel to it, and the catchy sing-along chorus. And Goodnight Fair Lady has Thin Lizzy written all over it. So the influence is obvious, but it's still one of the highlights of the album, just for the musicianship of it all. The next song is Key Entity 2, Hollywood the Cracked, and it's a little off-putting on the initial listen because it's similar to a song like Al the Killer, where it's a very heavy riff at the beginning of the song, then the tone just completely shifts toward the chorus. You'll find yourself singing the song all day long and you won't even notice it. The song it's short, but you'll like it eventually. It may take some time to get used to, but it's ultimately going to be one of those Coheed songs we're going to talk about for the next 10 to 15 years. We get to Key Entity 3, Vic the Butcher, which is probably the most exciting song on the album and probably the best song on the album. The song's been stuck in my head ever since I first heard it last week, and it's got this odd choir thing in the middle of the song that just gives me chills every time I listen to it. The song's just amazing, and it has this chorus that, if I ever saw them live and they played this song, it would make my life, probably. It would make my life. We get to the last Key Entity song, which is Evagria the Faithful. It's a very odd Coheed song, reminiscent of like a King Crimson or a Mars Volta, but it just shows off their musicianship and how they're progressing as a band. It's unlike anything they've ever done, but true Coheed fans can really appreciate this step that they're taking and the way that they've just, they've evolved over the years. The album ends with the song Subtraction, and the song could easily be on a Prizefighter Inferno album because Claudio even said it. But it's just a really beautiful, graceful way to end this album. It really fits in, and it leaves you wanting more, which is a good thing because the second album comes out in February, and I'm very much looking forward to it. This is obviously their best album since Good Apollo 1, and it might actually be just as good as their first two albums. The production is what really helps elevate this album up and above, because their last two albums had this production quality which made Claudio's voice sound weird. If Claudio's voice is already odd to begin with, and that production just really did not make Claudio's voice appealing. And I'm sorry, I know they were really big producers, but those guys just didn't know what they were doing with Coheed. They're back to their old producer from Good Apollo 1, and it really shows on this album. Josh Shepard being back playing drums with the band really helps bring their sound back to what they used to be. And Zach Cooper's bass lines are just as good or better than Mike Todd's. Like I said, this is one of the best albums of the year, and I simply cannot wait for part 2. And I give this album a 94%. Tell us what you thought about the album. Tell us what your favorite Coheed album is on the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I know we're a little late on this, but I figured, we just had to do a review for my favorite game, NBA 2K13. I really like NBA 2K12, but there was some things about that I think they could improve on, and they've improved most of it on 2K13. For instance, the gameplay is a lot smoother, the way the players move, and the gravity and the physics of it all. Like a player will go in for a dunk full speed, and in real life, they won't be able to control themselves after that. So either they're dangling on the rim or they'll fall down after doing a layup or a dunk. Also on defense, you can't just hang all over your guy. Like if he does a quick move, he'll lose you for a second. So that's more realistic in the way the players move. The graphics are very similar on this as it was to the last two games, but just the way the players move is just way more realistic. There's some control changes, like for instance, dribbling control for the right stick. A lot of people wondering, can you still shoot with the right stick, which is what I did on the last game. And yes, you can, but you have to hold down the left trigger. And some people think it's hard, but I think it's way easier than it was in the last game. Like if you were okay at the last game at shooting, you're going to be phenomenal at shooting in this game because it's just a lot easier to shoot the ball. There's a new feature in the game called the dunk meter, and I feel like it's heavily flawed. I feel like they didn't really focus that much on it because you'll see an awesome dunk, like an incredible dunk, and it'll get like a 42 on the dunk meter, and then like Dwight Howard will go up with one hand, just slam it, and it'll get like a 90. So I don't really understand it. Maybe it'll get better as like this when the season goes on, but right now I'm not buying the dunk meter. The commentary is really good and really funny, like always, but it's just a lot better on this one than it was on the last one because, for instance, let's say if Josh Smith gets it on a fast break, he'll get it and he'll be about 3 or 4 feet, give or take, in front of the half-court line to the basket. And they'll be like, oh, Josh Smith's taking it, he's taking it to the basket, he's going to dunk it, oh my god, he dunked it. They didn't do that on the last game. Like, they didn't acknowledge that the player was going to dunk it or score until after he scored. So that makes the game a lot more realistic to me. There was a lot of complaints on 2K13 that the online play wasn't that smooth or crisp, and I can assure you that on this one it's a lot smoother and a lot more crisp. We did a tournament the other day, and it went smooth, perfect, honestly. And we had a blast with it, no screw-ups at all. But there is a flaw in the game where the scoreboard comes off the screen sometimes, and you can't tell how much time's left, what the score is, and that's just, it's stupid. And I don't know if they can fix it since the game's already been, I don't think they can. But it's just, it's a shame because I feel like the gameplay and everything is nearly perfect. But that one little thing is just really garbage. There's also a downloadable All-Star Weekend with the dunk contest, three-point shooting contest, and Rising Stars, and a celebrity game. In the celebrity game, you got Justin Bieber, who's like 6'7", and Pauly D, which our producer Chris found out was a glitch, that he can throw in a full-court shot anytime when he wants to. And some people might think that's cool. I don't know why he's on the game, and I don't know why Justin Bieber's on the game, but it's whatever. Some people will probably like it. Get to the three-point contest, and it's pretty hard, actually. It's pretty daggone hard. I can't lie. Like, you gotta... You shoot, like if you shoot with the stick in real life, you cannot shoot with the stick on a three-point contest because you will just run out of time. You will just flat out run out of time. It's just really hard. Like me and my friends played it, and if you're up for it to get better at it, good for you. But I just don't care that much about it, honestly. It doesn't look good. Like they didn't try that hard on the graphics on this because the flow of it doesn't look that good. It's just overall not that good. Now the dunk contest, I was really interested in trying because the controls are a lot like Guitar Hero on this one. So we started playing the dunk contest. And you put in a guy like LeBron James. There's so many people to choose from, but you put in LeBron James with your other guys. And you can do really complicated dunks. You get used to it really soon. You know, there's still some hard button combinations to do, but you get used to it relatively soon. And you will do an awesome dunk, and then LeBron James will just go up and do like a reverse dunk, and he will get an 80. And you will do a between the legs 360 off the backboard while blindfolded. I don't know. And it'll get like a 55, 60 tops. So the dunk contest is really flawed and rigged. I'll say it's rigged. It's completely rigged. If you go against LeBron James, you will lose. And I don't care what dunk he does, he will beat you on it. I don't care what you do, he will beat you on it. So even though it's just downloadable content on it, I still wish they would have tried a little bit harder on that and made it a little bit better. There's a new mode called Blacktop Mode, and you can actually put your player in it and play 3 versus 3 on online play. And that's actually pretty cool. Also on the online association, the commissioner has more control over like when games are played. Like, for instance, like you don't have to sit around all day. He can just simulate the game and it can be over with. NBA 2K13 is probably the best basketball simulation game to date. A lot of people will question it, saying 2K11 is, but 2K11 was such a big jump from 2K10 that you can't really judge it by that. 2K13 is just better all around. Like I said, the player control is better, the movements and everything's better. The gameplay is just better. It's a little bit easier, I think. And if you really like these games, which like I do, like I can play these games all day, like you gotta buy this game. It's a little pricey. I'd wait till Thanksgiving week or whenever it is, whenever the game goes down, about $20. That's just me. It's a little pricey, but you gotta buy the game. I give the game a 90%. If you've seen our first couple videos, you'll know that we have a section called the Buy, Pass, Rent section, and we're going to talk about some video games and a couple movies. And we have a couple video games that you might want to check out that came out last week. One's called Dishonored, one's called XCOM, and they're definitely buys for the future. Maybe not now, a little pricey. Like video games are pricey; they cost a lot of money, but for the future, yes, definitely buy them. There's also a couple movies coming out next week that I just so happen to see in theaters. And one of them's called That's My Boy, starring Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. It's very stupid, but daggone it, it's better than Jack and Jill and these other movies he's in. It's raunchy, it's rated R. If you're looking for a stupid, dumb time, I'll say rent it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it, but rent it. It's got a couple chuckles in it. Of course, we got Wes Anderson's new movie called Moonrise Kingdom, which is a beautiful take on young love. You know, great cast. You know, what can I say? Bruce Willis, Jason Schwartzman, Edward Norton. Everybody's just so good in it. And if you're really into Wes Anderson movies, you gotta buy this movie. You know, if you're not familiar with his work, I'd say rent it. But definitely, if you're into his work, it's definitely a buy. This has been the MGMR Show. Thanks for watching.